if I ever got the chance in life to ask the king himself for ladies' advice, I was going to take it. So I was hoping you could give me some advice about how to change my current situation.
Yeah. I appreciate your confidence in my abilities. Tell me something about yourself. Like, do you have a thing called a job?
Yes, I do. I have two jobs.
Two jobs?
Yes.
What are they?
I do guest relations at the Ripley's Museum.
Guest relations at which museum?
At Ripley's, believe it or not.
Ripley's, believe it or not. I believe it.
Thank you. You're also welcome to not believe it. It's up to you. And I also...
What's your second job?
My second job is I'm a merchandise associate for various Broadway shows.
A merchandise associate? Yeah. What the flying hell is that?
It's just a fancy way to say I sell t-shirts and mugs at like Broadway musicals.
You should have just said that. Okay, so, and do you consider, what's your finest skill? Do you have a skill, do you have sexual prowess?
I'm very much into the ladies.
You're very much into the ladies.
Yeah.
Now, step up a little closer here and then face out. Face out. Take your hat off. All right, now ladies, what's your name?
My name is Jeremy Ween.
Okay, we don't need your last name. That's okay. All right, Jeremy. Ladies, take a look. He looks kind of sweet. You got any like karate moves you can show the ladies? Yeah, hey! All right. I can't personally help you beyond that, but ladies, just know he's not a random guy. He's been vetted by me. Your chance of being killed by this man, I suppose, are as good as anybody else. But give him a shot, what the heck. Thank you. Big round of applause for our friend.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the series. Actually, when I first saw the first season when I was 13, it made me want to be a horror director, and I'm now going to school for digital filmmaking. And my question for Bruce and Sam. When you shot the original Evil Dead, I know you use a lot of very unpractical effects. How much plan did that take? Like, I know one of them was for making a leg move that you shoved a fish in a hollow leg, I heard, make it flop. Like, how long did it take you to really come up with those ideas?
Well, everybody contributed in the first Evil Dead picture to all the creative ideas, and most of that time for mechanical effects was spent by the great Tom Sullivan, makeup designer and special effects guru, and he molded all those body parts, all mechanical, no CGI obviously, it's before that, and it took a lot of time to shoot them. You'd sometimes get an effect already, and then suddenly you'd see the blood tube, and then you tell the guy, we gotta tuck the blood tube back, and suddenly blood starts leaking through the prosthetic, and then we'd have to take it away and do it all over again. So they're very time-consuming, very slow, but very rewarding, because the audience really seems to get into those, the art, the craft of making those body parts and the prosthetics and the molding. I think they really appreciate that. Slowly, it's becoming a lost art, but I think the audience really appreciates that over the CG.
And for the most part, we tried to stick to practical effects for the series. You know, sometimes it's not always possible, but we tried to.
But will any of the badass ladies take the mantle of the chainsaw? That's a good question.
That's kind of a good idea. We should probably do that. Look, we already had that idea, okay? We will now. We will now. That was a good idea.
It's useful, man. You're getting the next season pre-written by this crowd.
The premiere really seemed to call back a lot to the original film and Evil Dead 2, and I'm wondering if the events of Army of Darkness are ever going to play in, and if Ash is ever going to casually drop, like, yeah, this one time I traveled back in time, whatever, get out of here, leave me alone, or something.
That's a good question. We don't technically have the right to pull from newly introduced ideas that are in Army of Darkness, we only have the right to base this on the first 2 Evil Deads. So maybe one day we'll be able to make that rights deal, but right now we couldn't get those rights, and so we based it on what we could.
So I think you have to realize too, over time, these are 3 movies made by 3 different companies. So just on a legal basis, the fact that it got this far is fairly astounding because of how these things can get bogged down just in legality. So sometimes if you see a sequel and something's weird, it could be because there's some weird stuff they were not allowed to use or say.
That's why we're in Value Mart, not S Mart or something like that?
Well, it's a multinational corporation that was bought out. These happen all the time.
That's a writer right there.
Yeah, well, it's true. It's the truth.